In my human sexuality class, we were talking about sexual orientation today, and we had like a panel of like gay, lesbian, and bisexual students, and I guess that kind of just triggered this video. So I kind of just wanted to share my story. Alright, so I know this is the cliche thing, everyone says it, but I knew very early on that there was something different about me, like different from my friends growing up and everything, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was until I hit like middle school. I was like 12 probably when I first realized that I had a crush on a girl. And I just, like, it didn't really freak me out or anything. I was just like, oh, okay, so I have a crush on a girl. So moving on. And I don't know, that I, I knew it, but I didn't really tell anyone about my attraction towards girls until my sophomore year. Now, sophomore year, that was a complete accident when I told anyone. It was actually, I was at a concert, a choir concert, because I was in choir for 3 years in high school. And so we're at this concert, we're sitting, waiting until we have to go up and sing, and these two girls next to me are talking, and one of them's like, so, I think I might be bisexual. And I was like, oh, well, I am. And they kind of just looked over at me like, wait, what? And I was completely petrified with fear for a second there, but then I just decided, you know what, fuck it, like, I'm just gonna roll with it, and I started coming out to like more of my friends the next day, and like I have like amazingly supportive friends. They were just all so great and like really accepting. I love my friends. And so that was that. It really wasn't much of an issue for me ever, really. Like everyone pretty much accepted it about me. And so that's how it went. Sophomore and junior year, I identified as bisexual. I really honestly did think I was bisexual. So, yeah. But then senior year came along, and I started thinking about it more and more. But, like, okay, I dated this guy my senior year, and it was like I was dating him as I was like thinking more about this and thinking about like my sexuality and kind of coming to terms with it. And I came to the realization in like March that I am gay. And that was like really huge for me because I don't know, I guess I never really denied the fact that I liked girls. I embraced it, but I identified as bisexual and thought I was bisexual, and I guess I wasn't ready to let go of the like security that that gave me, like, because being bisexual, you could still potentially end up with a guy and be deemed normal by society. And I just realized that that's just not what I wanted at all. And I realized and started thinking about like my past relationships with guys and how like the feelings never really seemed to be there, but with like the few like I don't know kind of relationships I had with girls, they were like those meant the world to me. Like they completely meant the world to me. and those were the ones that always left me heartbroken. And with guys, it was always like, okay, I'm sad, moving on, whatever. And um, I don't know, so March, I kind of came to terms with the fact that I am gay, and like, me and that guy broke up, and I didn't tell him why I was breaking up with him at the time. Which was really unfair that I didn't give him an explanation at all, but it's all good now. It worked out. We're still really good friends, and he has a girlfriend who he is very happy with, and I'm just really happy for them. And um, so I started coming out to like my closest friends in March, and they all like accepted me, and it was just great. They're really supportive. I love them. And my best friend, she had like the best response out of everyone when I told her. She was like, "Yeah, you know what? I kind of already knew. I mean, you're just way too into girls to be bisexual." And I laughed, and just that's that like my coming out experience was actually very like positive. There was honestly, I can't think of a single like negative experience that I've had coming out. Like I'm really lucky to have an experience with coming out like that, because I know everyone isn't that lucky. And like, so I mean, when I thought I was bi, I was always kind of able to hide it from my parents. Like, I figured, you know what, they don't need to know. I mean, if I end up with a girl, that's great, I'll tell them. But if I don't, then why do they need to know? So I never told them that I thought I was bi. And it was actually in May, I just realized I couldn't keep it in any longer, and there's this day I just had like a mental breakdown because I was just really stressed out about school and everything, because like honestly I didn't have the best grades in high school. I was freaking out about whether or not I was going to graduate on time, and I had this huge mental breakdown, and I was like bawling my eyes out, saying like, it's not fair, why does it have to be me? Like, life is already gonna be shit for me. And my mom was just like, honey, why are you even saying that? What's wrong? And I said nothing, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk. And I went up to my room and I just kept crying, and I was just completely breaking down. And I just, like, I don't know, I guess the fact that I was still in the closet at home was kind of a contributing factor to the mental breakdown. And just like after, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours, I went back downstairs, and I was still like really emotional and everything. And my parents were sitting at the table in the kitchen, and I walked in, and I sat down, and I was like, alright, so do you want to know why I said that it's not fair, life is already going to be shit for me? And my parents said, yeah, just please tell us what's wrong. And I just took a deep breath, and I said, well, you know what? I'm gay. And I like held my breath for the longest time, and then my parents were just like, we already knew, like, you, I don't understand why you worried about that so much. Like, we love you anyways. You're still our daughter that we raised, and we love you. And that's not gonna change because, like, you're not necessarily exactly who we thought you were. And I was just so relieved. I was, like, in complete euphoria when they told me that. And I was just so happy, and there was just this weight had been lifted off my shoulders. And just, I am so lucky to have such supportive friends and parents and just everything. I am so grateful to have that because I know not everyone is so lucky, and like, I'm just really grateful for what I have. And so, yeah, that's pretty much my story. And I have successfully rambled on for about 11 and a half minutes. Bye.